Oh my gosh, I'm trying to set this bucket set for a bobcat here, and I'm getting calls from my other trapping buddy. This is a very weird thing, but he set a beaver trap in an area. He actually got a beaver this morning, but in that area, there's a punch hole through the ice that wasn't there yesterday, and there are coyote tracks all around it, and there is a half-eaten beaver at the hole. Holy cow. So does that mean, did the beaver punch up through and then the coyotes were just waiting there and got him? Or I don't think the coyotes could have punched down through. Let's take a look at this bucket set. So I'm going with tons of smell here. I got all these different lures in here. I'll show you. Anyways, in this one, I also wired a quail inside the bucket. And you can see I've got bobcat lure and I've got everything around the insides. And the trap is in the plastic bag so it doesn't freeze down, but under this very cut up debris with all kinds of step overs. So this is another place where I know the bobcats are coming through. I've got a camera right over here, which I'm actually going to turn towards the bucket. And yeah, so let's give these a shot and see what happens. Well, I'm going to set my third bucket set for bobcat today, and I love this spot. This right here sticks out to me, and the northwest wind is blowing basically across like this, right across this trail. And this is all kinds of great hunting for bobcat. I know they're traveling the edge here, and right behind here, back in the back, is the river. So we're kind of right along the edge of that too. I have one walkthrough way down in the corner down there, and I have another walkthrough on the river way on the other side of this farm. So I'm gonna set it up. Okay, there's the finished set. I really like this spot. It's like all messy and brushy around here, and that bucket's sticking out. You can see the trap has some natural step overs. It's in the plastic bag, so it won't freeze down. And I didn't have any sandpaper left, but I sprinkled dirt on top of the pan, and it's hidden really well. Legally covered, and I have some turkey feathers. I don't have any flagging to put up here, so I just threw the turkey feathers down. We've got some sheep's wool in there with some soul taker, some tomcat up on the side. I've got some bobcat lure on a stick I put right down underneath the bucket there, trying to drive their nose down, in and down. All right, we'll see how this one goes. And I was getting all kind of excited to start skinning, and I texted one of my contacts in taxidermy, and he wants this cat for a pretty good price. So I am gonna put him in the freezer, and no skinning for this one. Gonna let the taxidermist do it. Pretty big feet on this guy, right? Doing some fur put-ups here tonight in the fur shed. I got my 3X coons on the only 3 boards I have for raccoons. So I had a bunch of wires given to me, and this year I narrowed them down properly, so I got some up on the wires. Not a fur put-up professional, but I'm getting better at it. And I also put this fox up. I think this is one of my best put-ups on fox. It's a real nice one. I didn't make any mistakes in terms of skinning him. So most of my mistakes are in the raccoons, and I think I'm beyond those now. I think I'm getting it. So anyways, just thought I'd show you. This is what's going to go to sellers in the spring. Look at the grease on this thing from these raccoons. You got to have a nice apron to work with, especially when you're doing the raccoons. There's a lot of grease to deal with. Wiping down the fleshing beam often too. Yep, big pile of fat from just about 8 raccoons. I actually have a second apron that I use just for like bobcat and fox and animals that are not as fatty. So this one here that I'm wearing is just for the raccoons. It's the bigger, heavier one, and it protects me a little better, and then I don't get all that fat all over the other nice furs like fox or bobcats. Ooh, well, Willie and I just got back from the first check. Nothing on the ATV line. Anybody who was worrying about me with the chimney, I had the cap on right here, and I read the safety instructions, and that's way too low. So I got another extension, and now I'm way up there, like 3 feet above the roof. So yeah, if you were worried about me, I'm all good. Trapper Dan here, good morning. It's a beautiful sunny day, and from your view, it probably looks really warm, but it's not. It is freezing out today. And I had a few questions about my hat, asking me if it is actually fur that I trap. And the answer is no. But it is natural. This is a shearling lamb hat. I run a bakery trailer at festivals. Just checking at 3:30 here. Nothing in it. And one of the festivals is the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival, which is awesome. And I met a farmer there several years who makes about 6 or 8 of these hats. And he sells out every year. He's retired now, and I caught him on his last year, and I got this hat. And it is super warm, probably one of the warmest hats you could ever have. Obviously the flaps go down if I need to get even warmer, but this thing is so comfortable. And one of the bonuses, if anybody watched my episode about Wyoming and we went to visit a fur store, is that natural products regulate your temperature. So even when it gets warmer, I am comfortable in this hat. It doesn't make me sweat. But as it's colder, it just keeps me warm, toasty warm. And as everybody knows, if your feet are cold, put a hat on. It's kind of geeky, but I like to have a system to being comfortable out here. It's right up against this tree here. I got my camera on it, and we're gonna see on this camera that there's a raccoon living in this big tree. I kind of knew he was because I saw some droppings on the other side when I put the set in. But it's so funny how he's stepping right over where the trap is and not getting caught in it. Not that I'm coon trapping right now, really. I'm trying to get a bobcat to come through here. But I don't have a DP with me, so today I set a trap right here. Yeah, Willie's with me and sniffing. Anyways, the ground is too dang frozen to dig a dirt hole or anything, but I have some of this, never used this one before either, Lennon's shellfish. So mink, otter, coon, canine, and I only had a big trap with me today, so it's a KO Junior, and it's right underneath here in the bag, and I have the bait hidden under here. I'm sure mice are going to get this, but anyways, I just wanted to try something today. I'll come back with a DP, and it's obviously cabled off here. Let's see if this gets that coon. He's probably going to wake up. He's up there somewhere in this tree. He's going to wake up and smell that and want to come down and have a midnight snack. So I have a story this morning. The farmer and I met up yesterday at the end of my check, and he was like, well, I gotta tell you something. And then when you're a trapper and a farmer says that to you, you're often like bumming out because you're like, yeah, I know it's gonna be something like losing my permission because of this or that. And what he said was, I need to apologize to you because it was my dog who got, Willie just got wrapped around a bush. I'm keeping him on a leash this morning because I don't want to have those other dogs come up. I don't know how friendly they are. I can scoop them up if I need to. Anyways, he says, I gotta apologize to you because it was my dog that got into your traps on the first night. So I set up this bobcat walkthrough with 2 traps and a step over, and it was tripped off on the first night, and I thought for sure that was deer because of the way the trap was pulled away. Usually, even if you don't have hairs, you know it's deer when the trap is yanked, because their leg will go in it and they'll slip out as they pull the trap away. Anyways, it was laying like that, so I was like, oh, this is deer. Plus, I have these deer on camera right next to that trap set on that same night. Anyways, he tells me, I'm so sorry, it was me, and I didn't want to text you because I felt bad, and I was waiting to see you face to face to tell you, and I apologize for messing up your trapping. I knew you were there, and I shouldn't have let my dog over there. And can you believe this? We're hearing this from a farmer. There couldn't be a nicer farmer to a trapper than someone like that. I said, how's your dog? And he's like, oh, she's totally fine. And that was a KO Junior that she stepped in, and he was able to release her. And he's like, yep, she just ran into the river and ran around and thought nothing of it. So that's a win for trappers right there. I hope all you trappers out there have friendly farmers like this. Oh, there's the dog now. There she is, walking around the farm, and oopsie, she likes to chase me. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. So, oh, my hand's shaking a little bit. It's a little bit because I'm cold and excited. So I got a bobcat back here in the bucket set, and I got another one up here in the walkthrough. And I came in this morning with a bunch of gear to get a fox, because a fox has been walking by this bucket the last 2 nights and not even paying attention, but I was going to put a urine post set. We'll talk more about that later. Let me take care of these bobcats. Okay, so I didn't dispatch this one yet. Getting ready, but I was like, what's going on over here? We got a double, guys. I got another bobcat up here in the walkthrough. Holy cow. Yeah, perfect front foot catch right here on the bucket set. Well, it looks like we have some nice spots on this one here. We also got a full front pad catch on the walkthrough. Okay, I reset my walkthrough and I reset my bucket, and you can see there's definitely a catch circle around this, so we might get another bigger cat coming through too. And I'm gonna head out with these guys. Oh my goodness, guys and gals, I got a double on bobcats. That is a first for me. They're not real big ones, but they have beautiful fur and pretty white bellies. And I know, because I've seen on camera, that the population in here is good. So I did harvest them both, and I'm so excited. I'm out of breath because I had to hike out with my gear and one of the cats, and I'm going back for the second one after I did my resets because I couldn't carry everything. I would have just had my dispatch rifle, but I brought in a bunch of trapping gear because I wanted to set a fox set. So you'll see in this video here, there's a fox going by every other night in this area. And I'm doing pretty good on fox this year, but when you see one like this one, look at this one. That's like a fluff ball on toothpicks. A lot of our fox are very sleek, but this guy is really puffed out. Beautiful fur, older fox probably. Might be a little more sly, might be hard to catch too. But what I was planning to do is put in a urine post. But now that I got these bobcats, I'm not gonna do that because I don't have time. I have to get to one more property and get to work. That's the thing about trapping. If you catch, you're definitely pushing your schedule hard. And what I want to say, I got to trip these traps off tomorrow anyways because I'm going away for a few days to Vermont. So I'll do that fox set next week when I come back, and we'll see if we can catch that fox while while he's still prime. So, wow, what an awesome morning on the trap line. No domestic dogs and 2 bobcats. Also, I pulled the camera card on that bucket and I have not looked at it, but we are going to look at that together. Do mice eat your bait and lure? Absolutely, yes they do. Check out this camera footage. These are mice that are just working every night on little microscopic meals. And often that is your lure and it's definitely your bait. Oh my gosh, guys. I got a big coyote here. Here I am talking, coming up on the next set, and we got a big coyote. Oh my gosh. Max is a little bit excited about this. We got a coyote on a T-bone set here in the woods. Holy cow. I was waiting for him to come around. Whew, I'll tell you one thing. I have a lot of respect for trappers that trap to this extent without cameras. I have 8 cameras out and they teach me so much about what's happening when I'm not there. Whether it's on trails that I'm just watching or trap sets that I have. And some of that information I can get from other sign, but like this year with hardly any snow, very, very hard to tell. So the cameras are just awesome when it comes to learning about the animals and how to trap fur. Yeah, so this is my club. We put these signs up so that people that are members don't let their dogs loose. And we have 400 acres, which is pretty awesome. And this is one of the bridge crossings. Once I become a mink trapper, which I will be working on soon, this is a beauty. Beautiful, beautiful spot here. I'm sure there are mink. But today, right across this bridge here, we've got this coyote in the trap and we're gonna take care of him right now. And I'll talk about this with you. Well, he's not too happy. I know, buddy. I've been working on trying to get you for about 3 weeks now. We'll talk about it in just a minute. So what we have here is a T-bone. There it is right there. And if anybody watched my earlier episodes, I actually anchored that so it can't move. And the trap bed was right here. And we got him. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about with this spot, because I've been trapping here for a while, is we have this road here. We have the bridge over here, and then we've got the road here. So this is like a 3-way intersection. And in this winter, I see a lot of tracks going up there, and we've got a trail to the left of the bridge there. So it's like a major intersection. And what happens is I watch them cut this corner on the camera and go right up. And I have set a T-bone right on this corner. I did that for a whole season. In fact, my buddy Owen has a camera. Where is it? Yeah, he's probably watching me. There's a camera right there. And I think he has a set in here. And my set never worked in there, and I don't think his did this year yet, but here's what I learned. The northwest wind is going like this. It's cutting across this. So that's why I set on that side right there, because it is probably working across there, but for some reason I never caught anything. And this one worked. So also I've seen them doing some kickbacks in here along this corner. Anyways, setting on sign, got them. Oh, the trapping Honda Fit is quite a sight today. What was I talking about when I was so rudely interrupted by that coyote? I think it might have been, do mice eat your bait and lure? And that is a definite yes. I've got all kinds of footage of that. Some very experienced trappers that I very much respect say, set your trap with your lure and don't re-lure. Even if it's like for the whole season. They say it's working, it's working. So I listen and learn, but I also have my own experiences and try to work with those. And I don't believe that's 100% right, at least for me. If I go 3 to 4 weeks watching a trap set and I see the mice on the camera working that set every single night, eating every microscopic bit of lure and bait, then I'm going to re-lure. I'm not overdoing it. I'm not making it unnatural. I'm not making it spooky. I'm just getting it back to where it was. At least that's my theory. And in a set that I don't see that, like often in these dirt sets out on a dirty field, it's not as much mice, but the ones that are in the woods, the ones that are in the brush where I'm seeing the mice, those ones, and depending on the weather and how things get washed away and evaporated, I will re-lure. And I might even change it up. That's just me, but that's something I have observed that I haven't heard a lot about. I've heard a lot about the mice pulling the sheep wool out, eating your bait, but sometimes the mice are there doing things and you don't even know it. You can only see it on camera. Okay, we're at the walking line, one of the walking lines. Usually I let Willie walk with me, but today I'm in a hurry and I like to let him fart around a little bit. It makes it fun for him, but no time today. First set here is a dirt hole on the edge of this road. Yeah, so I put this here because I know that they're traveling down this road and the wind is blowing that way. So anyways, you can barely see it. Let's see how this trap's working. Oh, perfect. It was working perfect. And to be honest, I've not seen any tracks on this road other than deer. So not sure where the predators are walking. I've seen them here in previous years, so that's why I put that trap there. But that was a classic case of not really setting on sign, just setting on previous knowledge. So now we're heading towards one of my early Bobcat walkthrough sets. It was at a fisher site that caught a Bobcat on the camera coming through, probably because of the fisher call lure. So I dropped in the walkthrough and have not had anything come through here. And it doesn't look like we have anything today either. My flagging, you can see I've got some tomcat up on the tree there. And got bait down in the hole over here, got feathers here. And this trap is in a plastic bag with the sandpaper, so it sets right off, working perfectly. And the cat came right down from this stone wall here and walked right exactly through here. So I thought I'd put it in that spot. And it's awful swampy here, so it's kind of, this is definitely a workaround where this wall is. That's why I thought it was so great for fisher, but I never saw any fisher here. Okay, same property, but next trap site. I'll have to cross this stream coming up here. We got a little dusting of snow here, so actually these are tracks. You can see some disturbance there. I think it's deer. Yeah, I can see in the leaves right over here. Deer came through. This is a beautiful, beautiful spot for my future mink trapping. I want to learn that. You gotta totally be wicked careful. These rocks are like so slippery. I think I'm going for the water. I got some coon off of this tree there with a DP. And I got some coon in here on the fisher box. The fisher never came in. I really worked fisher hard this year and didn't get any. And I'm wondering about the population. New York State is doing a study again on the rodenticides, the poisons that we use for rats and mice in our homes that are actually showing up in the wilderness. And fisher are one of those animals that has that. I hope that's not hurting the population. I have caught fisher here before. Yep, so here's my walkthrough. I figured this log, I always see bobcat tracks on logs, like fisher too. They'll use them as a little highway. It's probably nice and quiet, easy to hunt, but nothing. I got bait down under the log, I got lure on both sides, I got my stepping sticks, I got my flagging, and this one has a little moss. So let's trip it off. Yep, worked perfectly. A little moss on the pan. I figure moss is like carpet. It's got to be nice to step on. Okay, nothing here. Heading back to the Trapping Honda Fit. I bet my ATV and this car get about the same mileage. My ATV actually might use more. This thing is the awesome trapping vehicle. You ready, bud? Going to the next spot, I'll let you walk, okay? Okay, second to last walking line here. This is where we got the bobcats yesterday. So I feel like there is a good chance to pick up a male because we picked up 2 females and they left a lot of scent. Oh, yep, we got one. Yep, so this is the walkthrough with a drag, and she didn't get too far, but right from here. And I had them on camera last year coming through here, but this has been set for almost a month, and this is the first catch, and we wait. It's all about waiting. Right, guys, so not a huge cat, but I dispatched this one, and I'm happy this walkthrough finally worked. I have a camera, so I know this is the first time the cat came through. Here's the drag right here, and I guess I don't have to pop this one off today, but why I was looking slowly is because I have actually another flat set. Oh, here it is. So I put in this little stalk of grass with some lure, and we should find a trap right there. And that was just like a flat set to catch a canine coming through here. But we're gonna head on down the trail and see what we have at the bucket set and the other walkthrough. I have permission on this property because of hunters, and they want me to take out the nest raiders, and the bobcats are part of that group with the coyotes, especially raccoons and possums and skunks too. But the other thing is that the younger cats have really nice spots and fur. Some of the bigger cats actually don't have the nicest fur, at least that's what I'm finding. Other trappers could maybe pitch in on the comments about that. All right, doesn't look like we have anything on. Whoa, that scared me. Bunch of deer running through the woods. They were just standing still there. Holy cow. That scared me because the bobcats can often hide to the last second. Nothing on this bucket set. We are going to snappity doo-dah, trip it off, leave the camera going, and our walk through over here. Trip this one off. And we'll give everybody a break in here and we'll be back. I definitely want to set for fox right here where this bucket set is because the fox has been coming by. I already showed you that. I got things going around in my brain all the time around trapping and stuff to talk about. Hopefully it doesn't bore you. I guess you're watching because you're interested in all this, so thank you very much. Please subscribe and like if you enjoy this. It means a whole lot. The last time I asked, I think I only asked like in 3 years, maybe in 3 videos. And I jumped like 20 subscriptions or something. I don't know. I looked this morning and it was 900 and something. And that's pretty cool. Thank you. Once you get to 1,000 on YouTube and you get 4,000 hours of watch time or something, you get monetized. So I might get 50 cents. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Actually, something's happening right now. It's a buzz going around the outdoor sports world. But YouTube is demonetizing outdoor sports channels. So hunting, trapping, they're calling it because of graphic content. And it's definitely unfair for people who are putting out ethical content and actually making a bit of a living off it. They've spent years making videos and they basically have a TV channel of their own that viewers choose to watch. And now YouTube is saying, nope, we're not going to do what we told you we're going to do. You're not going to get paid. So but I know a whole bunch that are like big channels with thousands of subscribers and, you know, they'll get thousands of views in like within a few hours and they're not getting any payment anymore. So I never got payment, so it doesn't affect me too much, but I had sort of dreams of my retirement in the future. This is my 3rd season doing this and I really enjoy it. So I thought it would be a little side hustle for me. I always just do what I enjoy, but if I could make a little money from it, that would be kind of cool. So we'll talk about that more in future episodes. I am Trapper Dan the Gabber today, talking about everything. But that's just another thing going on in our social media world. That bobcat at the bucket set, we got to talk about that. So I put 3 buckets out and 2 of them got action within 2 nights. One was a miss and I didn't have a camera on it, so I don't know what happened there. But this one got this nice female bobcat and we get to watch what happened. So here's the surprise. A bobcat came in the afternoon and sat in front of that bucket for a long time. I got to check the time. I'll put it up on the screen. Sat in front of that bucket going, man, that smells good. Man, that looks good. There's a bird carcass in there. There's some soul taker predator bait. There's some tomcat lure. There's some predator lure. I mean, I stunk that thing up and sat there and sat there and sat there and just looked and felt like it was a little weird to go into. Oh, it's chickens I hear. And then at whatever it was, 3 something in the morning, either that bobcat or a different bobcat came back and stepped right in the trap. Didn't even really think about it too much. So it's pretty interesting because we're always worried about what's going to spook animals. And of course, coyotes are the ones that spook the most about weird and different things. But the bucket is kind of not scary to the bobcats. But you can see this bobcat hesitated. So I can see why walkthroughs are more natural, probably less hesitation, no dead end, basically just walking through and getting caught. So I like them all. I like cubbies, I like buckets, I like walkthroughs, but it's a interesting lesson on the first bucket catch. It's been an awesome week here at Trapper Snore. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, hit the notify thing. Love to share the content. Love to chat with you if you have any comments on anything. I am a hobby trapper, definitely not a pro. I just love this. I love when I make mistakes and learn from them. I love scoring and connecting, and we've been doing pretty good on that with the bobcats, which has been my main target right now. So just remember, Trapper Snore, sustainable, natural, organic, and renewable resource. Catch you on the next one.